And welcome back to the second game of the fourth episode of the second series of King of the Hill. And who do we find in the north? He is the reigning and defending #1 Company of Heroes 2 1 versus 1 player in the world. It is Stefan Luvnest Hinzelman, Grand Champion of Company of Heroes 2.
That is right, and his opponent for today in this incredibly hype game is going to be Nagano, who comfortably took his first game against Jay Fidget today. Nagano was not able to be a contender against Luvnest in the Grand Championship Series. It may have been a different tournament completely if he was, but he's going to have something to say for himself today. These are two heavyweights, AE, who are going to put on an incredible game for us, and I'm pretty excited.
I'm so excited. The hype's coursing through my veins at the moment, and it's one of those things where, you know, we really just need to get everybody to stand to attention and fully appreciate what we're about to see. Luvnest versus Nagano is just a dream match on paper, and we've been wanting to see this for at least half a year now in a tournament setting, and we are seeing it right now with the sniper early build from Luvnest.
Expected. I think this is a great map for snipers. Crossing the Woods has always been that way. We see some great counter snipes on here, and Luvnest, it's just typical of what he does. We see him do it when he plays Austere. The sniper is a very, very powerful unit in his hands. He has also gone for the conscript early so he can, push an area of the field effectively. He's trying to deny fuel from Nagano in the early game, cap his own with the engineers, and a lovely start game. But Nagano's not having any of it. He's actually branching out as well, and his grenadiers may cause some disruption to Luvnest at the start of the game.
So let's talk about sniper meta as Soviets. It's something a lot of players are a little bit uncomfortable with at the moment. They're finding that the Soviet sniper, I mean, it's not been largely unchanged for ages, but the meta surrounding the sniper, now the backbone of the Soviet army has been improved, is allowing the Soviet sniper to be very powerful and very difficult to kill. And in Luvnest's hands, Dan, possibly the best sniper player in KotH, it's going to be a very difficult prospect for Nagano, and that sniper could be a thorn in his side.
He does have access to snipers himself. I don't think I've ever seen Nagano play with a sniper, if I'm honest, so it'd be a first if we see that. But he does have access to it. Instead, he's going to be churning out the grenadiers, probably looking to just push the territory, being very confident with his MG there, up against Luvnest sniper, and with the conscripts there, I think actually Luvnest does need to be careful because Nagano's pushing through the center. He could flank if the sniper overextends.
We just had a combat engineer taken by the Kar-98s of that grenadier on the east there. That was an excellent execution by Nagano. So Luvnest with a little tiny bit of poor play there, allowing the combat engineer to die. He quickly seeks to rebuild, 170 manpower down the drain, and he's looking to make up for it very quickly with the sniper.
It's a really tough thing to lose at the start of the game because you're then just not getting the advantage of the sniper with the manpower drain. You really need to keep those squads alive, and I did not expect that to happen to Luvnest, really. I wasn't even thinking that would happen. I didn't even check down there because you just don't expect it. And it may just suggest maybe Luvnest is a little rusty at the moment.
A little rusty, exactly. That's why everybody has been saying, people do ask. By the way, I just saw on my Steam chat, Luvnest has messaged me about half an hour ago. How dare you treat me like this? This action will have consequences. Because I didn't vote him in earlier on in game 1. Jeez, okay. You think 6'3" German guy's going to come after me?
I told you.
You told me, you warned me, Dan, and I didn't heed that warning. But indeed, I mean, everybody on paper has said, when asked in Twitch chat, I've seen it asked a few times, who's the best KotH player in the world? And everybody says Luvnest, and rightfully so. He definitely destroyed DevM 4-0 in Grand Championship Series. It was amazing. But he is rusty. So you can prove you're the best player in the world, but if you then stop playing for 6 months and concentrate on your degree and such, you're going to be a little bit rusty. So he is very much like, he might have beaten DevM, but he's kind of become DevM a little bit because he's now the rusty ex-tournament pro That could be taken out of Grenadier. No, isn't able to get the shot off with the sniper. But he is now the Rusty X-Tournament Pro, Dan, that's coming into the scene after a huge layoff. It's amazing to see Luvnest in that position.
I think, yeah, I agree, but it's the same way. I think we've seen it before. We saw it with ESL because he was very, very good in ESL. He was a dominant player there, and then him coming back into GCS was a similar thing. One thing I can see though is that unlike that last game we had with J for Jet, Luvnest is exerting so much pressure on Nagano. Nagano's trying to get this machine gun doing so much work on the field, and Luvnest is just picking away with the sniper. It's almost like giving him the models that he needs. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Nagano probably is putting way too much stock in this MG defense.
He really is. I mean, and already the sniper's nearly made up for that combat engineer loss earlier on. So it pretty much has, to be fair. When it gets to about 7 or 8 kills, it will have made up for the 170 manpower vanquished.
Hey, I don't see this very often. We've got Jaeger Infantry, I think this is, yeah, Jaeger Infantry Doctrine. The MG has ambush camouflage, and of course that's a great ability because you get that increase in, it's increase in damage when you burst out of camouflage. So that machine gun, which is helping it, it's actually helping it not be sniped. I think that's fantastic because now the sniper can't pick off at long range. It's a great way to use that MG, and as soon as the units come close, he's able to get like a guaranteed suppression. I think that's fantastic. I haven't seen that for so long in Company of Heroes.
It was one of the renovated commanders. It's not had like loads of stuff added to it or changed, but just everything on it was buffed slightly in various ways. And I mean, all the patch notes are publicly available knowledge, but it's just one of those things that is a lot beefier now. And Nagano is able to make great use of it. And also the scout car is about to hit, which is again going to keep the sniper dancing around and not able to comfortably just execute as many Germans.
I don't know how it's going to fare against guards. As you know, I'm not been playing frontline 1v1 or anything like that. Oh, it's a nice rifle grenade coming in there. Luvnest. Oh, he hit the retreat, but it was not in time. Conscript goes down. Another pick off for Nagano. He's in excellent position right now.
This time with the Gewehr 43s, the very good accuracy there. And the rate of fire, and the scout car rampages in. He knows the sniper is back. We do not have anti-tank grenades, but he doesn't know that. And he's going to have to be a little bit trepidatious in going straight past those conscripts, and rightfully so.
Luvnest just looks a little rusty, but we do have guards, and just going to say before, like guards have always been a very, very strong unit against infantry and especially light vehicles. So, you know, there's still stuff for Luvnest to work with here. He just needs to make sure that Nagano does not start getting lots of units on the field that he can't deal with. This is a late retreat from these conscripts just for an 18 aim. Does he really want to lose conscripts for that?
No, but he survives anyway, and that was a lucky survive, and possibly not a warranted one, or, you know, a deserved one rather. Sometimes you really want the player's units to survive, and then sometimes you like to be honest. If that dies, you know, that's exactly what he deserves. But because Luvnest is exhibiting a few signs of rust in this game, it must be said. He may be the best Company of Heroes field player in the world on paper, but a few little signs of rustiness, and Nagano is looking to exploit them.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Nagano just getting a very good hold in the map. I think 4 Grens is a very nice counter to the sniper. Just, you know, for the way.
No, sorry, it is a very good counter to the sniper, and it was just there. They were hiding behind these trees, and the sniper peeked his head around, or they did rather, the sniper team, and they both noped out of the situation, and Luvnest retreated immediately, and he only had like half a second to react. It was quite humorous.
I was actually watching it. Yeah, I didn't realise it was that common. I was trying to look at other things on the screen, but there was a nice rifle grenade there that took down a lot of health from the conscript squad, just kind of removing them from staying in the engagement. Nagano continually harassing Luvnest's fuel on the right side of the map, trying to get double fuel in his control, but he's playing an excellent game. Luvnest has not moved off of his first tier yet. And,
he hasn't, but one thing that must be said, Dan, is he is surviving right now. He's surviving in terms of he's gotten one of the victory points and he's neutralised the centre. And although he might be not doing that well in fuel, his sniper does have now veterancy 1. It's gotten 12 kills. And I think, especially with the guards adding a little bit more meat to his matter, he's now able to possibly start pushing out. But it's a very similar game to that first one we watched in J4Jet's position.
I just want to... Luvnest has actually noticed Nagano capping the fuel on the right. He's gone for the decap strategic point. This is really good. I love that he's spotted this is the solution to making sure Nagano doesn't get double fuel. Not to attack that fuel point directly. We go for the decap. The sniper's now moving over to the fuel. It's really, really good strategy to kind of mitigate any resource gain that Nagano is going to get from having double fuel. So really, really nice. Sniper's going to be able to deal with the grenadiers efficiently. So it's good play there.
It is indeed. And one thing I must draw your attention to is the Tanko Battalion Command has now just been constructed, and he will very, very shortly have enough manpower and fuel for the T-70 light tank should he wish to go it. Guards in a difficult predicament against the G43 Grenadiers, although they do have the sniper backing them up, and that's more than enough to push them away, and it's constant manpower attrition yet again, about to force the retreat of Nagano.
The sniper shot actually destroyed all the crates as well as killing the model. Look at an explosive round just went off as it killed that grenadier. Nagano's just teched up to battle phase 2, so tier 3 may be coming up soon. He's already kind of rocking the fuel count. This is a kind of stage of the game where I think Nagano could get away with an Ostwind. Because if he's confident, if Nagano is confident that he has had the fuel advantage for so long, and he can probably calculate that by being able to afford an Ostwind at this time, maybe he'll decide to dive into it. Which would be really cool, because I think it would just clear up everything that Luvnest has.
It could be. I mean, he also does have tier 2 should he want to back tech. You've got to say, in this particular game, this has just given me so many memories of GCS. It was on Crossing in the Woods where DevM really met his demise. I think games 3 and 4 were both on Crossing. And it's very much a different predicament now. We have a weakened Soviet player resorting to an Su-76 at the 12-minute mark, and that's exactly the position DevM was in that famous game 4 against Luvnest. It's just a little bit of poetic kind of turnaround here.
That
What
was
do you think of the Su-76?
That was a crazy game, actually. Remember DevM trying to pick Lend-Lease, I think, was a complete switch over what we were expecting, and actually playing very well with it.
I think it's the only game I enjoyed of the day, in all honesty. It was a really good game, and we'd kind of gotten over the super stress of everything going on. And I actually remember that game, which means I was somewhat enjoying it, and I think it probably stands the test of time if we were to look back on it.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Of course, we can't, because the quality of the audio.
Oh, the Su-76 has found the 222. Got it. Yes, indeed, with the anti-tank grenade, finishing it off. The 520 is no more.
That was a really good play, and it's an important pickup. Nagano has gone for the Panzer IV, and provided that the Su-76 can be protected, then actually, you know, Luvnest is equalising the field a bit. He's managed to get the army back up. Guards are going to be very, very strong here, especially if he does utilise the pin ability. Going to be really, really helpful in allowing the Su-76 to go in and get extra shots off, firing a little bit faster than its counterpart. So I'm excited to how this is going to go. The commanders are interesting because, you know, how long has it been since we've seen both of these commanders face each other in a 1v1? Have you ever seen these commanders face each other in a 1v1?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, sorry, this is a little bit meta at the moment. I did watch a lot of Romeo's tournaments. It was nice to just put my hands behind my head. Oh god, conscript about to die! Is this G43? Possibly? Just about surviving. All the while down, the sniper now 22 kills, more than paid for itself, and now paid for another sniper's worth in manpower. So there you go. That's a squad wipe.
So explain to me a little bit more about the commander, because as you know, I have not been playing
okay,
anything
sure.
in decent meta.
The guards got buffed, the KV-1 got buffed, the PPSHs, I think, possibly inadvertently buffed or buffed just generally outright. I can't exactly remember on that one. And of course, the Stuka's still damn powerful, so guard rifle combined arms tactics, much like 2015, is fully back and here to stay. And meanwhile, as we've already mentioned, Nagano, the Jaeger's commander, I think, has had a lot of small stats increases and maybe just one juggling of an ability. Somebody that's read the patch notes properly, like Tightrope, would be able to give you the exact stats on that one. Chat, please help.
Yeah, I have not seen the Jaeger command squad before, so they look fantastic. And just checking out some of their abilities, smoke grenades, flares. I really like that the game is still getting this kind of treatment. I really do like that we can still see new things at this stage in the game's lifespan.
That SU-76 really isn't helping this conscript. It was driving the wrong way. Now it's finally turned its about face to try and help. And so let's have a bit of a recap on exactly where we are, Dan. Let's head to the stat screen momentarily and talk us through the statistical position at the moment, because we've got a little bit of a lull in activity. And I want to assess with chat who we think's going to win.
Well, it's one of those things that if we go to units, I think we can see that Luvnest has been losing. We can't really see on that one, but Luvnest has been losing more than Nagano. His preservation is worse. Actually, in terms of army value, they're pretty even still spending equal resources. Nagano's got control of the VPs, so I think it is looking very much in favor of in favor of Nagano right now, who is playing a very, very good game. But it's still not a write-off situation at this point. There's still loads to play with.
It is seemingly. We've got a lot of mines starting to come up, and nonetheless is notorious for his Soviet munitions expenditure. And a lot of players right now, Dan, they probably have around 200 munitions. Not Luvnest, he's got 37 as Soviets, 16 minutes in, which means he's got good utility. Just watch these grandies, they're about to fall into a trap!
There is, yeah, Nagano's put himself in a good position here. He's lined up along the retreat path of any overextending units that Luvnest has. Loses a model to that mine, but it's not actually going to suppress or anything, so you know, it's still a dangerous retreat, or dangerous for Luvnest to engage, you know, from Nagano's base towards this VP. He's going to have to do something, but Nagano has loads of control. I'm really impressed with the control that he does have, because Luvnest isn't picking a direction. He's constantly trying to deal with Nagano on multiple fronts, and he just cannot get an army composition that's effective to any side of the map.
We have had a Gren wipe somewhere in a very strange predicament. We don't know. It just disappeared from the unit portraits. I didn't catch it, you didn't catch it, but it has died, just to keep the chat aware. 2 SU-76s down, and an S-mine field really far up there. Jesus Christ. Nice with the field artillery barrage. MG's going to have to reposition. Double combo there.
We've got AT coming on the field. Oh, we do have artillery. Light artillery called down on the positions of the SU-76s. I'm not sure if he was trying to just clip the sniper there. Nagano's on a triple cap now. It seems to be all over Luvnest at this point. With S-mines in the centre, a bit tricky, but he's going to go in with the minesweepers. Protected by the SU-76, is going to push off the Panzer IV, but of course this AT gun through the centre is going to... it's just going to win that engagement. Luvnest isn't putting anything competitive on any side of the map right now.
No.
I feel like he needs some kind of indirect fire maybe too.
Yeah, I completely agree. He does have 2 SU-76s, which inherently are a defensive unit. They you know, they're a fixed gun tank destroyer, and that does mean you're a little bit immobile and not able to be quite as active as you wanted to be. Had they been, you know, weighted perhaps and got T-34-76s, which theoretically he could be about just getting his second one around now, maybe he could be a little bit more aggressive. Saying that, he is now capping the Western victory point.
At the end of the day, we are still talking about Luvnest.
Yes, who are we to criticise?
We cannot write these things out in any sense. I'm wondering if we're going to see a rifle grenade there. Yep, we are going to see it. Will Luvnest spot it a little bit quicker? Could be a squad wipe. Just manages to get away in the nick of time. SU-76s are trying to constantly contest this Panzer IV. And with a little bit of help with the T-70, actually if he manages to get it in recon mode, Maybe you'll have a good chance of spotting for those Su-76s, at least spotting for them to be making efficient barrages.
It's really cool to see an extended tier 3, I must say. It makes such a big difference. The best change we've had in the past 2 months, of course, been the fact that most call-in vehicles are confined to tier structures now. They're not call-ins anymore, basically, and it's just a refreshing change, and it makes so much of the tech tree more viable and more attractive, and overall the game's more varied, so really enjoyable.
So, of course, he's going to be leading up into KV1 eventually, I think. Now, KV1 with 2 Su-76s, I think, is actually going to be a very good composition. We don't have a late game tank from a commander from Nagano, so where is this going, do we think, AE? Because his battle phase still on battle phase 2, tech 3 at the moment.
I think this is probably staying exactly where it is, to be honest. We're going to have one of those really attractive mobile war tier 3 battles, and that is a thing that happens in competitive Company Heroes. Sometimes that last tier of tech is just out of reach, and the players both instead elect to be mobile and to use numbers rather than quality of tank.
Yeah, I don't fancy his chances in composition, though, if I'm totally honest. For Nagano, I mean. I think if just with the AT, I mean, the AT could suffer to, you know, Ura with the PPSHs, it could suffer to barrage from the Su-76s, fine. But when a KV-1 comes in with its high armor, then you've got the Su-76s kind of like pounding into the Panzer IVs from the back. It's kind of a weird situation where I don't see how Panzer IVs are supposed to withstand that.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Indeed, I mean, you know, there's one thing that a certain Danishman would probably tell you he would need right now to help combat this Su-76s with the Panzer IV. Saying that, of course, there is the Stuka close air support later in the game for Nagano. He can definitely make good use of that, and that will eviscerate T-34-76s should he use that. But let's keep our eyes on the battle as it unfolds right now. We've got a bit of a resurgence in activity as PPSH's conscripts are trying to thwart Nagano's brief passage of aggression. They try and close the distance, but they're up against G43s all around, and the submachine guns win it.
I really like this. I feel like Luvnest has just been building up this kind of strong army over the course of the game. He knows there's a composition that does work here, and even being on the back foot for a long time, he's been focused on getting that composition, even when it means bringing out weaker units onto the field. And now he's got it. He's able to wield it correctly against Nagano, and taking advantage of this AT gun out of position to deal with the Su-76s. Suddenly the map control has completely changed.
I mean, obviously, Company Heroes does often act as a microcosm for the Second World War itself. It's not meant to be realistic. It just sometimes kind of mirrors things. And Soviets definitely had strength in numbers, and that seems to be what Luvnest is replicating right now with his 4th Tier 3 vehicle, a second T-70, going straight onto the battlefield and forcing the retreat of that MG-42.
Really good compositional play from Luvnest. Nagano now seems to be struggling a little bit. I'll be interested to see if he's doing anything back in base. He's not. He's got 300 fuel in the bank right now and is not bringing out another vehicle. He's not teching. So I wonder if Nagano feels a little bit stuck here for what to do. He's got to deal with 2 T-70s. They're harassing the infantry. His medium vehicles are going to be contested by the Su-76s, and his infantry are no longer winning engagements. So it's a very, very difficult spot for him to be in.
I mean, the conscripts, of course, now have better long accuracy and better just general veterancy. I mean, a lot more durable and a better accuracy with veterancy. It's not completely defensive anymore. So you're now seeing the products of that in combination with the guards that the Soviets commander is able to really stay competitive into that middle portion and later portion of the game, and especially a player like Luvnest. And one thing I'd just like to ask you, Dan, I mean, seeing 2 of the best players ever in Company Heroes 2 play one another, doesn't it really just give you a strategy boner? It makes this game feel like a really delicate game of chess, you know? Everything has got so much weight and gravitas to it. An interesting engagement in the centre here. Panzer IV was going for the sniper, and the Su-76 is thwarting it.
Yeah, it's good to push it off. AT gun is kind of in position. It was a good choice not to chase with the Su-76s. I do agree exactly with what you're saying, because what I love about top gameplay like this is people are surprised when they see this kind of investment in tier 3, but it is a composition. It is 2 vehicles capable of dealing with infantry and providing recon. They are providing recon for 2 vehicles that are, yes, they are light, but they are, you know, long-range anti-tank, and it's a great composition. It is multi-purposed. It is dealing with everything Nagano has on the board right now, and then it's now down to Nagano. You get to see the kind of counter build to this, which I'm sure he can provide. And you don't always see this in a lot of games. You
What is Nagano doing? He's building a Panzer IV. He should be building the Sturmgeschütz. In a Dane Rose there, Dan. I do believe that Stug would be such a great option at the moment. Because I do believe that Nagano is going to get the opportunity to get around the back with these Panzer IVs.
Well, no, don't forget, Stugs, he could get a lot of them, and quickly at the moment, because he's got the resources to plug one on each side of the map and monitor those engagements.
Indeed. I mean, I'm more than willing to be proven wrong by the heavyweight Russian championship. However, here come the Su-76s. The Panzer IVs have been found out. The frontal armour is showing. They're going to try and gun down that T-70, but they could lose one of these high-value medium tanks in the meantime.
Nice, he tried to use the button ability. One of the Panzer IVs goes down. Brilliant play from Luvnest, thwarting a little counter push from Nagano. He tried to get button vehicle off with the guards. It was kind of just outside that range, which was a little unfortunate, but I think it did give that little bit of an edge where he could get the killing blows off.
Yeah, I do completely agree on that one. I mean, Nagano though, Dan, 260 fuel. He's in a very competitive position, in fact he's in a superior position for the meantime, with that Vet 3 MG sitting on the neutralised centre. It's currently a stalemate, so he's now able to think, should I finally go tier 4 and change my options? Oh no, I'll just get a second Panzer IV. Okay, second Panzer IV. So everything I was just saying, completely, just disregard it. I never even started speaking. Oh, PPSHs push away the MG in the centre.
Bad retreat as well for that conscript squad if the G43s do keep focus firing them. He
realises
really
that. And look how he rescues the situation. He pushes the other 2 conscripts straight into the centre to keep his weakened PPSH conscripts in a tactical vulnerability. He keeps the vulnerable squad alive by being aggressive elsewhere. That's top tier play by Luvnest. Amazing.
Got that Panzer IV coming in now. Second one. You know, we say this a bit fast on the turn there. We always say if it doesn't work the first time, why use it again?
Yes,
you know
indeed.
The situation we've got right now is that Panzer IV did not work.
Nice. But it did just kill 3 conscripts at least, I guess, kind of. It's kind of. Look at the veterancy on these Su-76s, both Vet 3, the rate of fire, and they're about to kill the weapon of the Pak 40. He needs to crew it. He couldn't crew it in time because one of the Grenadiers had a 3-man squad, which now means the weapon is destroyed. Great work by Luvnest.
Damn, look at that. 2 Vet 3 Su-76s. And no AT gun to defend against anyone. Look at the barrages! Wipe an MG immediately! Oh no, Nagano's losing everything so fast.
And this isn't a rusty Nagano, by the way. It was an originally rusty Luvnest, but you know, it's like an amazing old kind of vehicle. It might be a little bit rusty. You might have to choke it a little bit to get it the engine to come into ignition, but when it starts going through the gears, it's really got a lot of oomph left to it, and that is exactly Luvnest. He's shaken off that rust right now, and he is a smooth ticking motor, and he's such a sight to behold. Dan, do I sound like I fancy him at the moment? I'm a bit worried. Like, does it sound sexual a little bit? I hope not. It's not meant to. It's meant to be an admiration. I'm worried I'm going too far the wrong way here. As the Panzer IVs are now again aggressive. T-70's trying to get away in recon mode, bumbling around.
Oh no, he's of course tripped a mine, and this means the triggered Panzer IV is slowly moving back to base. It's going to be blocking the other Panzer IV. The Su-76 is trying to push in. They're going to be pushed away a little bit by a Faust from the Grenadiers. And actually the Su-76 runs over the Fausting Grenadier. That's now stopping the Su-76 from getting forward to take the shot. Very, very unfortunate situations happening on the battlefield.
Oh, they are.
Is due to go down.
The Stukas are literally just watching overhead as, well, not Stukas, rather, the Sturmoviks watching overhead as the Su-76s do the Soviet Union proud and smash that Panzer IV into smithereens. And, what a day. And the T-70, just look at it, Danny, it's acting as a turret in the centre of base, just destroying everything it fancies.
I think this is a lovely end-game picture for... There we go. It's just the kind of the destroyed Panzer IV with the Sturmovik airstrike raining on top, suppressing all the infantry. The T-70 pretty much unmatched in the base. It's a beautiful end, or likely to be end, to a beautiful game.
Look at its turret, how quickly it's circled. It's like some kind of Terminator thing that's just popped up. And it's like, we used to have a base, and then this destructive automatron just popped out of the ground with this. How quickly did they turn? Dan, I would have known that that actual vehicle in World War II would have been hand cranked on a very small kind of wheel. This Russian guy inside must have like an arm, like a traction engine. That's an Alan Partridge quote for you, I think.
You're strong like Russian ox.
Look how quickly I turn hand crank.
That's what they call him. They call him Crank. He's the guy that mans the turret.
I think that would have been a job for any of the viewers. Most likely armchair masturbators. They've probably got a right forearm the size of Popeye's, and they'd be a great in a World War II situation. We found your niche. Most of us probably wouldn't be good in a battlefield, but we found a job you can do. There you go.
Well, hey, I just want to say this game is pretty much looking to be over. Luvnest now controls VPs over Nagano. It's a triple cap, 2 minutes left. I think actually we should maybe get the voting open for the next game now.
That's so brutal for
No,
Nagano.
I'm serious. We want to get these games rolling quickly. We've got lots of players that want to play. No shame at all to Nagano, but I do just want to say, I think this game has been a great example of how strategy it really exists here. Composition, build order, you know.
It's wonderful. I'm so happy having watched this game. It's put my faith back into this game series, to be honest. It was wonderful to watch. What a cracking game. In fact,
I also think it's great for people to.
10.
It's great for people to watch. It's great for people to see that you can be so on the back foot. You can lose so much. If you keep trying for that build that you know is a good build, that you know you can work well, you've got it.
Luvnest is so cocky. He was probably like just doing a bit of his assignments and that.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's a game going on. You know, he suddenly started playing at about 10-minute mark.
You can imagine the in-game chat is probably BMing like, oh, we've started? Sorry.
Look at these Su-76s are so brutal.
So, Creative in chat has been asking me to show the sniper kills. I showed it a little while ago, it was at 47. When it gets back to base, I will show just how
I'll tell you when it's
efficient...
back to base. I'm going to sit with my camera in base and I'll tell you the exact moment you can click.
Thank you, AA. I really needed you to do that.
No, I want you to keep the camera on the action. There's Su-76s. Look, I'm waiting. 3, 2, 1. Sniper's now available.
There we go, 52 kills. Not much of a change from what it was before. You know, it has been an incredible component of the game. It's just made things very, very difficult for Nagano to tech, to reinforce. Good pressure, and yeah, well done. Luvnest still the reigning champ.
Beautiful.
All right. Oh, hey, where are you?
I'm here.
There you go. Sorry.
Am I?
No,
What did you do to my face?
It's the thing with Skype. Sometimes it just doesn't bring up the video straight away. Sorry.
What was your desktop background? What was actually instead of me?
Oh no, it's just blank. It's
Oh, that's rubbish. Okay. Well, business has been resumed. You can all be safe in the knowledge that Papa Luvnest is back in the commanding chair of being our #1 Lord and Führer, and he definitely proved why he should be on paper considered the best player in the world by playing very, very well there, Dad. Dan?
Did you just call me Dad?
Well, that's because I said
No, you
Luvnest
said
is
it
our
now.
dad.
It's too late. E.
I think you're younger than me. This is impossible. but anyway, Stormus, you're my daddy. But Luvnest is all of our daddies. He's the best player in the world. There we go. That's all I wanted to say. I wish I'd never started saying it.
Moving on. Thank you very much, guys, who are currently tuned in. We've got 570 people here for the first one in 2018, which is fantastic. And we're currently doing the raffle at the moment. If you guys need to know who's available to play, you can ! Players in chat, and you will come up to this spreadsheet where you'll be able to see who's available, who's eligible to play. Nagano's been wiped out for this week. You can just see that being updated there. If you want, I mean, we've got a lot of people who are registering interest and turning up who maybe haven't had a chance to play. You can see who's already played a game, and please do, give opportunities to those people who are working really hard in 1v1 at the moment to get exposure. Let them have a game. We've seen, like, Von Ivan's got 7 games at the moment. We've got Red Wings is the recommendation from me and AE. We think Red Wings should play. We know it'd be a good game. So take that into account. Shall we do the raffle pick?
Yes, indeed. I think we shall.
Okay.
It is now the chat's time to shine.
Captain Price says, I'm signed up. Why am I not in the list? Is he not on the list? Captain Price.
Should he be on the list?
Captain Price, you need to go to the Steam group on my community group and talk to one of the moderators there who can get you on the list if you want to do that. So okay, let's do the draw. Close that there. It's going to be Devilish.
Ooh,
Devilish is the winner of
favorite there.
Yeah,
it's been around for a very long time. Devilish. Always remember his name because I always think it's DevM at first because he's got the first two, got the D and the 3 of DevM's Twitch name. I was thinking, oh no, it's Devilish. Okay, that's why Devilish is famous to me. Who's he going to choose for? People actually campaigning.
We have a Twitch partner celebrity in here. We have Jonathan Ong, who thanks for stopping by. This is probably one of the first times you've stopped by. He's an amazing concert pianist who heads.
That's actually cool.
Pretty much heads one of the. Pretty much heads the creative section on Twitch. So
awesome.
I'll give a shout out to Jonathan. If you guys,
I was getting ready to jokingly insult